Welcome to the Universe is Talking podcast. I'm your host, King.
And I'm your host, Aja.
And today's episode is Pride versus Love. This is episode 12 of season 3. This is our final topic of the season. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been listening, whether it was YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listened at. Thank you. And we look forward to bringing you more content in our 4th season. This particular topic is another one of our requested topics by a listener. And I'm actually going to lead this one off. The topic is pride versus love. Pride is the enemy of love. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that now. And of course, I'm going to speak from a man's standpoint on that. Love is everything. And the most important form of love is love of self. You have to love yourself enough to choose yourself when shit start getting fucked up. Now, only you know when shit has gotten too fucked up for you. A person is not giving you the love that you need at all. They give you a little bit, but they aren't giving you what you need. That's not love for you. It might be love for somebody else, but it's not love for you. And now you got to find yourself overcompensating to make up for the lack of love that you're receiving, whether you're overcompensating for yourself or with this person that you're supposed to be in this relationship and or marriage with. But you're the one that's pouring out the abundance of love. Meanwhile, this person could care less about what you're doing and how you're doing. They're receiving. They're doing all of the receiving, but they're doing none of the giving of love. So now you got to start analyzing this whole situation and deciding to put you first, because you're going to hurt yourself overextending to compensate for the lack of love that you're receiving. In sports, they call it carrying the team. Well, in a relationship, now you are the person that's carrying the team with your love, all of your love. So then the pride comes in. Because we've been together for this long, I don't want to let this person go. I've invested too much time. I've invested too much of myself. I've invested too much love. I've invested too much money. I made you who you were, because that happens. Sometimes you get with somebody who's at the very bottom of who they're going to grow to be in 5 or 10 years if you stay with them that long, because you've invested that time and love and energy, and you've given so much of your spirit to get this person into their final form. You don't want to let go. You don't want to give up. That's where the pride came in at. But truth be told, what are you really sticking around for? If this person isn't loving you the way that you need to be loved, no amount of money is going to change that. No amount of revelations will change that this person just is not for you. When it comes to love, you have to love yourself enough to choose you and choose to want better for yourself and have better for yourself. And wanting better and having better doesn't necessarily mean going out and being with somebody else. It just means that you'll rather be alone and love yourself alone than continuing to accept this lack of love, if any love at all, that you're receiving from this person who's supposed to be loving you. So then we flip it. And we look at the pride side of it. And your pride won't allow you to stay in and invest yourself enough to feel the love and find the love and discover the love with the person that you decided to be in this relationship with, because maybe you've been done wrong by whoever else. But the person that you're with now is not that whoever else who fucked you up previously. You are in a new relationship. Everything starts from scratch. Everything starts from zero. Either be all the way in it, and I don't necessarily mean giving all of yourself right away, but be fully conscious in that relationship. Be fully there, 100% in that relationship, and receive whatever there is to receive, or don't get into a relationship at all if you are not ready. Only you know if you're ready. But if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody and you're just going to be prideful about it, no, I'm not doing this because that's just how I am, then go be by your fucking self there. Don't nobody have to put up with that shit. And then once you get your feelings hurt, then you want to cry and communicate a lot more open and honest because you realize that, yeah, maybe you was bugging the fuck out a little bit. And it happens, both men and women bug the fuck out a little bit. Sometimes men and women bug out a lot of it. Where the love has to outweigh the pride is being able to come together and talk about whatever has occurred, being able to be honest and open about everything that has occurred, and deciding together, are we going to put this love in front of us and continue on because we feel like something is there for us and we know that we can achieve that something if we both be honest about what we want, we both be honest about who we are, we both be honest about the love that we need to receive, we both be honest about the love that we're willing to give as well. If we can have those conversations, then in those situations, the love can absolutely outweigh the pride. But if the pride is going to outweigh the love, and it becomes, and I'm speaking like a man would speak to a woman, if it becomes, no, fuck you, I'm going to just do what I do, and you're going to take it or leave it. Love yourself enough to put your pride first and say, no, I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose to be alone no matter how much this hurt, no matter how much it's going to hurt me to not be with you. I would rather be alone and hurt than be with you and continue to allow you to not love me the way that I need to be loved. Because whether we want to admit it or not, we allow people to treat us the way that they treat us. We don't have to accept it at all. We don't have to participate in the game or the show. If you are there allowing this person not to love you the way that you need to be loved, you are participating and condoning that action that they are giving you. And maybe you're not strong enough to walk away right now, but at some point you have to find it in yourself to love yourself enough to walk away in order to give yourself the opportunity to be loved the way that you need to be loved, even if you are the only person loving yourself.
Mm-hmm. Life is a journey. It's just a journey. It's an entire experience. And I think that we forget that when we're choosing our relationships, we all of a sudden we want the journey of life to end and we want this relationship to be the main attraction of our experience. And we want this man, since I'm speaking for women, we want this man to be everything and to come in and rock our world and change our world and be perfect for us and just be perfect. And we're forgetting that life is still happening. And why am I saying this? Because this entire season and our entire podcast, we've been talking about all the changes that people go through individually and how that impacts a relationship and what happens when you're in a relationship with someone and they change on you, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. The reality is your partner is having their own life experience just like you are. I think that we can have certain building blocks of what we will not tolerate in a relationship, but we should also be open to the experience of life. So I look at pride, the negative thing, like I look at it as the opposite of what you said. I look at pride as being the thing that sometimes prevents us from being able to fully and completely experience love because we've made a decision before we've even gotten with this person or at some point in the relationship with this person of what we, like you said, what we not going to do, what we not going to take. I see people lay down, ground rules outside of a relationship. Like they not in a relationship, or maybe they're in a relationship, but it hasn't reached a point yet, and they have a list of shit they're not going to do. I'm not going to deal with no dude that's doing this. I'm not going to deal with a dude that's doing this. Like I'm all about this. And my thing is, granted, it's great to have expectations. It's great to have, like I said, a foundation of respect for yourself, love for your partner, respect for your partner. That's great. But like, have you ever met someone who truly rocked your world and like helped you? When I say rock your world, I don't mean just sexually. I mean open your eyes to the possibility of life. And then all of a sudden you're doing shit you thought you was never going to do. Going places you thought you would never go. If a man is truly loving you and taking care of you, you'll be more and more open to trying those things. So to me, I think a lot of times people get into relationships with this firm position of what a relationship should be about, what it should not include. And the moment that this person shows them any inkling of that, they bail or they shut down. Maybe they stay in it, but they stop communicating. Or maybe they stop giving of themselves to this relationship. Pride, because they held a position and now they have to continue to hold it because they talked all this shit about what they was going to do and what they wasn't going to do. And here they are presented with someone who is showing them a different kind of way of living a life. Pride, what's the saying? Pride goeth before the fall.
Right.
You gotta, like, here's the thing. When you're with someone and you love them, I mean, I'm not talking just affection. I mean, this is the person that you know that God, the creator, has placed in your life to help you on your journey. At that point, there's almost nothing you won't do. There's almost nothing that you won't do to be with this person, to show up for this person, to let this person know that you are there. Like, you will give of yourself, sometimes to your own ruin. But here's the thing. There's times that this person loves you just as much. And it becomes such a beautiful experience when you have let go with that person that wants to let go with you. But a lot of people be holding on to their pride. They don't want to let go. They don't want to be vulnerable because they're afraid. Maybe they're afraid because they've been with someone who took advantage of them when they let go. Maybe this person is imperfect because we all are. I was just telling someone last night, ain't nobody perfect. There is not a person that is perfect, and there is not a person who's not going to make a mistake. And even after you've learned from a mistake, you can actually make that same mistake again, even after you learn, because life is a journey. It's not like something that you complete. You don't just like figure it out and complete it, and it's like you passed the test and now that's it. No more tests. This shit is with you until you are no more. You're going to be continuing to do things, and you have opportunities to fuck up all the time with people and with yourself. So here you are with someone who's showing you they're human, they're not perfect, and they make one little move and you're like, oh, I don't know about him. I don't want to give him my all. But like, overwhelmingly, he is good. Good for you. I mean, he's good. Do you hold on to your pride that says, I'm not going to be with someone that's imperfect? Because you got this long list of expectations of what's supposed to be and not be. And he's showing you that this person, there are people that can love you that aren't all the things that you said are required. He's showing you he is not the typical. What do you do? I say love. Because here's the risk: you don't love, you don't let go, and you lose them. Okay. Or you don't love, you don't let go, or you lose them. Because you will only be able to be with this person who wants to love you if you love and let go with them. You're going to lose this person if you don't choose it. So, yes, you risk your heart if you let go because they can change it for you. Yes. But I don't know why we're thinking that life is going to be this thing that we are not going to experience any pain in, that we're not going to receive heartbreak, and that we're not going to be with people who don't end up with us 10 years from now, that everybody that we've ever been with is going to be with us 20 years from now, 30 years from now. People die. People will exit your life. Life isn't about, oh, I'm going to be stuck with this person. It's about enjoying life now. So, do you enjoy life now by letting go and having a good time with this person that seemingly loves you, but they're imperfect, just like you? Because here's the thing: your shit stinks. It stinks. Everybody's stinks. You're doing something that I bet you they can say, I can't stand she does that shit. I don't like it. But is this person still opening up to you despite your flaws? Because, sis, you have them. You have flaws. I don't care what you did this morning to look pretty. Okay. I don't care what you did to get your nails looking the way they are, or your toes. I don't care what kind of clothes you wear and what kind of job you have and how much money you have in your bank account. You are imperfect. You are. Shit about you isn't everything. Somebody don't like something you're doing. Even with all the perfection you work so hard on. This dude that you're with sees things about you he doesn't like, but he loves you. He loves
Yeah, he ain't knocking you upside your motherfucking forehead.
he's not abusing you, but that's not like the, I'm not saying that that is a sign of love,
I'm not saying that, but she leave the good dude in search of Mr. Perfect, and Mr. Perfect be knocking her upside her fucking head.
Right. I mean, this person loves you, who you are, not all these little other things that you think are making you perfect. He loves you.
And he loved that naked ass too.
He loves the naked ass.
That's
He
love.
loves you.
That's the top deciding factor of love. If he loves that naked ass.
And and this is important because I think that this is something that is just such a big deal with us women, Black women especially. We have this preconceived notion of what is beautiful about us, what a man is going to love about us. And we're working so hard to be this thing, okay? That, you know, even people who truly are beautiful, that I see are actually physically beautiful, are constantly telling someone else that this is what's beautiful about me, not the inside of me. I'm going to show you that I got these dimensions, and I'm going to make that the most important part of me, because we're feeding into this hype that this is what's most important about us. Now, granted, yes, visuals matter.
Great
But you
pussy
know what
don't
matters?
matter.
Huh?
Great pussy doesn't matter.
You know what matters more? I mean, when you feel really confident and good about yourself, and sometimes that requires physical work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that if you are at a weight, or that your skin isn't where it wants to be, like those things won't have an impact on your internal view of yourself. But when you get to a place where your internal view of yourself is healthy, it won't fucking matter if you are an inverted triangle. There will be somebody out there that be like, look at them long ass legs on this girl. There's somebody that's going to appreciate that. I keep saying this all season because I need you to know it. You do not have to be a certain type of figure to pull a man. You do not. And I'm not just talking about the scum of the earth, man. I'm saying there are fine ass men that looks at women and go, she's beautiful. And and this woman is not by like standards, you know, what the world is saying we're supposed to be shaped like. Everybody's getting these BBLs so they could be shaped like this. Okay. But there used to be a time, I've been on this earth long enough, that wasn't nobody really focusing on ass for a while, and it was all up in here. What will the trend be 20 years from now? Do we have to change ourselves to be a trend, or do we just allow ourselves to be who we are and be fine with that? And I'm going to get back to where I was saying, he's loving you as imperfect as you are. You got this stomach that's hanging. It's sitting on your lap, sis. Mine is. Guess what he does? He touches it. He makes it feel so like he makes it feel like it's his favorite part of my body. And it's supposed to be the thing that I'm supposed to like hate about myself, but he makes me love it because he loves me.
And he's a man about it.
He's yes. And it's not just the hype. He's not like just hyping me up, even though that would be smart. You know, he truly loves me. When you love somebody, you see them with love. You see them in a way the rest of the world is not seeing them. And this is why it's important to love yourself, because then you will see you in a way that the rest of the world won't see you. You will see what God gave you. And it makes it easier for when this man is loving you, for you to fucking believe it. And not be so prideful and missing out on the beauty of life's journey. Stop being so worried about the completion and be focused on what you're doing right now with yourself, with your time, with your heart, with your mind, and with him. Like, enjoy this fucking journey. I think that if there's nothing else that I can share with you all, is that don't be so caught up on trying to get to some place. I don't know what that place is. That place may be marriage. It may be that you want a ring and you don't have one. It could be anything. Stop being concerned about that ends. When you have all this in the middle to be enjoying with someone, you could be laughing with them. You could be having a good time traveling the world with this person. Do that. Like, be into that. All right, I'm done for now.
All right, so for men who stay with women just because they don't want to see another man with that woman, that's not love, and you got to let her go. You got to allow her to really be loved the way that she needs to be loved, and you got to allow yourself to be loved the way that you need to be loved as well. I know that a lot of men play that game, though. They just can't see her with anybody else. They don't want her to be with anybody else. They know what she does in the bedroom. They don't want no other man to experience that. But that shit right there is not love. Love don't have shit to do with sex. Sex is sex. I'm speaking for men on that. I'm not speaking for women who give themselves to a man and all of that. I know for women, sex is completely different. But for us men, sex is sex. Sex ain't got shit to do with love with us. Now, we might provide good or dick to the woman that we do love and the woman that we are in love with. But outside of that, it's just sex. We just fucking at that point. But that's not enough to keep her. That's not enough to say that, yeah, this is my person. This is my one. I gotta spend the rest of my life with this person. Don't waste her time just because your punk ass can't handle seeing her with another man. Man up and either love her right with all of yourself or let her go and allow her to be loved right. But for women who think that they're going to give a man a hard time in order to prove his love, you go ahead and play that game, because we'll play a game with you too called We Will Wait Your Ass the Fuck Out. We don't have nothing but time. I keep telling you this. We don't have nothing but time to play this game with you. So if you want to play the game, go ahead and play it. We'll wait you out. We will sit and chill. We'll sit by Henny. We'll sit by Remy. We'll watch the games when the games come on. We'll watch the fights when the fights come on. We will do whatever we have to do to sit and wait you out until that light bulb flashes in your head finally, and you finally realize that you've been tripping. You've been bugging the fuck out. All the time you've been looking for the man to love you the way that you've never been loved before, the way that you think that you should be loved. That God is sitting right there in front of your eyes. Life has fucked you up. We know. Like I just said, for black women, we know. We know that life has taken its toll on you. You might not have had a father in your life. Therefore, you might not have had a man in your life to love you the right way. But you have the man that God has designed for you for this period of your life, at least, for sure. And that period could be a good 10 or 20 years. Love each other fully. While you're in the mix of figuring out if this person is really for you, so you're going to put him through all the hoops and obstacles that you could think of putting him through for however long you think is going to take for you to understand that he's really that person. If he's that person, he will be right there when all the fire is cleared out. When all the smoke is cleared, all of the chaos has dropped out of your life, that one consistent person will be right there waiting your ass out. And now that the smoke is cleared, he's there looking you in your eyes and wanting to know if you're done running. Are you ready to really receive his love, the love of a man? Because for a woman, there's nothing greater than the love of a man, just like for a man, there's nothing greater than the love of a woman. So my message is, if you're going to play the game, go ahead and play that game. We'll wait you out. If you are worth it for us, because you are not worth it for everybody. You are a fucking monster to everybody else. But for that man who is your God, you are worth the wait. And he'll just wait you out. And he'll wait you out. And he'll wait you out. Because women wait men out all the time. Some women will wait, literally wait. Some women will wait an entire jail sentence, prison bid out with a man because that is her man. And I've seen him be extremely successful. That man has come home and stuck to all of his promises that he said in jail. Now, that's only 1 out of a million men, literally, because nobody lie more than the motherfucker that's in jail. Married men and men in jail lie the most. But there are some very, very rare cases where that woman who chose to wait that man out gets rewarded with the ultimate man once he does come home and he starts his own business, or he just really gets to his hustle like he said he was going to do when he was locked up.
Can I say this though?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, you good.
I want to say, like, I see that comment all the time. Married men, don't nobody lie, more than a married man. Men lie. Women do too, but men lie. And I think a single man that becomes married, a single man that lies that becomes a married man is a married man who's going to lie. Right?
I hear you.
Okay. A liar is a liar. It don't matter whether he's single, whether he's married, but it's like once that person becomes married, now we're thinking, oh, he's going to be a different kind of person. Now he's always been a liar. He's always been a cheat. He's just a married liar and a cheat now. And we need to remember that. So that man that went, like you said, this in prison, he's 1 out of a million because, maybe he was honorable. Maybe the reason why he's in there is not for dishonorable reasons. Therefore, he can hold his word throughout that entire time because he had his word before he went in. Maybe the reason why he's in there is because, he was keeping his word about something. So I think that we need to look at the character of people and know that the character matters more than the status and their position. It's the character. I keep trying to tell people, you need to be with men. You need to learn how to discern between these boys, and the ones you calling niggas, and men, because there's a different mentality. A man does man shit. And I
Always.
guess it's hard when you've never seen one. You don't know what a man is doing. And I'm not saying what a woman defines a man as. I'm saying amongst men what a man is. If you've not seen that, maybe you won't know him when you see him. But it's a whole different mentality. I saw it was just on Twitter this morning. And they're talking about there's like a lot of talk about how the male birth control is out right now, and people are saying like, I can't trust. How can you trust a man to take his birth control? Sis, you was having trouble taking birth control. But let me tell you one thing: a man,
If it come on your fucking face, you ain't got to worry about it. I'm just saying.
a man, when a man wants something,
Yeah, like to come on your face.
when a man wants something,
Tired out you.
he does what he has to do for what he wants. Anything a man wants or does not want, he does what the fuck he has to do. A man. And y'all just don't be knowing it because y'all don't be with men. Y'all are with boys. And then you're with guys that you call nigga all the time. Y'all referring to y'all man as nigga. Now, don't get me wrong. Like every once in a while, I'm real silly with it. I'll be like, nigga, please. Okay. I get it. But y'all literally are calling your men nigga. They're not, I mean, you don't even see them as a man half the time. Cause you ain't with one. Deal with a man. All right, that's all I had to say about that. Cause I see that all the time. Married men are liars and like, and I'm like, yeah, because he was a liar before, so he's not going to all of a sudden not be a liar and a cheat because he's married. Just like married women can be lies and cheats when they was lying and cheating before. They don't change. Marriage does not change people. People change themselves. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, you good. There's different lies though. There's Facebook lies and there's Twitter lies. And the bigger lies are told on Twitter.
They are.
Them men that are married are telling different caliber of lies than men that are single. Men
And
that
the
are single,
women
huh?
are the same. The women are the same.
What, married women?
It's
Yeah, well,
not
yeah,
for me.
absolutely. I mean, we talk
I
about
don't
all the
entertain
time the
about the
woman that's
marriage
sucking
part.
dick. We talk about women that be sucking dick, but also talking to the husband on the phone at the same time, promising that she just at the grocery store shopping for the food that she gonna bring right back to the house. She already got the food in her mouth, technically, but I don't think you want that kind of food. So now, when she finished sucking dick and she finished swallowing the dick, now she really got to go to the supermarket and get the food to bring home and cook for you to shut you the fuck up. Because she know after she feeds you, you're going to go to sleep. And then she could do whatever she got to do to freshen up from that dick that she was sucking before she got home to you. But that's a different type of story for a different
You
type
seem
of
to have
topic on a
experience
different
with
type of
this.
day. Hmm?
I said you seem to have experience.
I mean, we ain't got to lie. Everybody know. This ain't Machiavelli talking. This is LT talking. Yeah, LT know about this shit. But I promise you that your wife will be home at a decent hour. We can negotiate the hour. If 10 o'clock is the hour that she got to be home, I promise you we will make sure that she makes it home by 9:30 p.m. Because one thing her married ass gonna have to do is get the fuck out of the house. Take your married ass home to your married ass husband. But we back rocking now. I'm done actually because I feel that I'm about to take this somewhere different. I'm done.
It's all right. I mean, it's the
I'm gonna save it
finale.
for season 4.
I think that you know it's about character. I was saying that I was what I'm trying to get at is that it's not about the things that you're doing with this person or the way things look, the optics. We're so concerned with the way our relationship looks to people. And what even ourselves, like how we look, how we appear, rather than just worrying about what's really going to matter. Because as I was saying, yeah, married men lie, but they weren't always married. They were somebody before they were married. They were single. They were engaged. They were different levels of relationships, and they were lying that whole time. So they didn't just arrive at a place of being dishonest. They're dishonest people. And why am I saying that? It's because it's the character of a person that matters. When you're spending this time on this journey with this man, pay attention to the character of him, because if he is not an honest person, if he's not honest with himself, if he's not honest with the people around him, if he's not honest with you, he's lying all the time. And he's lying all the time. You think, oh, because we got married, he's now going to be one of these men that are like faithful, that he's going to be truthful now? Fuck that. No, he's going to be the same, only married. And he may take him some time to start his games, but he's just a different version of himself. He's just a more committed version of what he was already. Character matters. Pay attention to the love and the heart of a person rather than getting caught up on how shit looks. Because the appearance of a person can change and will change. I see so many people, don't get me wrong, black don't crack unless you doing stuff to make it crack. Okay, so we will look good for a long, long time, and other groups of people, may not. They may ripen like bananas, and they may require the use of makeup and filters when they take their pictures and when they're doing their FaceTime and things like that in order to look great. You might exercise and do things to keep your body tight, or you might go ahead and do the BBL and have fat just up here, be put down there so that you can keep a figure or have a figure that looks great. But all that shit crumbles. It all crumbles because we're not meant to stay in the state that we're in. I'm not talking about, being ugly, like turning ugly. I'm just saying you are meant to change. Like the natural progression of life requires change. You will not look this way. All the stuff that you're putting so much energy into are things that will eventually fade away. Why is it that somebody with, a whole bunch of wrinkles on their face, and they're 75, 80, 85 years old with their husband with his wrinkles? Why is he looking at her like she's the most beautiful woman in the world? Because she is. She doesn't have to do anything to look that, to be that way to him. She doesn't have to put makeup on, and she doesn't have to pretend. She doesn't have to even go to the gym at that point. He just loves her. A lot of the things that we're so involved and concerned with are of little value. I'm not saying that taking care of yourself is of no value. I'm saying the way it looks to others, the journey that you're on, but you're doing it so that others believe that you are beautiful and others put stock into who you are. That does not matter, because the person that loves you is going to love you, and you really want them to love you. You don't want them to love those things, because them things will fade away. And once that fades away, when people only love what you look like, and they only love what you can do, and they only love you for what you have, eventually when that shit breaks down, because it will one day break down, one of them things is going to break down. Something's going to happen, because life does life. Okay, life be lifing. And when it does, what is this person going to do? And I'm telling you, they're going to fold on you. It's not, they're going to fold on you, because that's all they cared about. They only cared about how pretty you looked on their arm. They only cared about that you had a big ass. They only cared about that you had this money and you had this job and you was able to get them into this. That's all they cared about. So when you're not able to do that shit, and I'm talking to men too, that's it. They find their next person that can keep up the appearances and keep them in whatever it is that they like, that lifestyle. Because they don't love you for who you are. And you know why? Number one, they're self-centered. And number two, you showed them that all that mattered to you was that. You made a big deal about it. it a big deal. So now that's all you getting. That's the kind of caliber of people you are going to attract because you put nothing else out in the atmosphere but your face and your ass. Sisters, we are better. We are so much fucking better than that. And if you truly want somebody for you, you're going to do something different. You will. You got to. Because I want to know, what has it gotten you so far? Who has it gotten you so far? I mean, because you can't tell me that dick is enough. Because y'all, that's what y'all talk about all the time. It's the dick. The dick you're fucking. I mean, you don't call it the dick. You call it a man, but he's your dick. Because he's investing nothing else in you. Even if he takes you on a trip, y'all fucked on a trip. Okay. What else? What else? What are y'all doing outside of that? What are you planning together? What? Tell me. Do you have a life planned out with this person? Is there even a part of this journey that you're doing it together? Or is he your dick? Is he someone that makes you feel good? If you want more, you're going to have to do something different, honey. You are. Because all you're picking up are the people that are after your flesh. Pride versus love. Pride is a selfish thing. We ain't say that, but it is. It's selfish because it's about you. It's all about you. It's about how you feel and what you don't want to experience and what you holding on to. It's all a you thing. And guess what? Love is the opposite of that. Love is about everything. I just told somebody the other day, love exists, period. It's energy. It's always there. Love doesn't disappear. And as long as we know love is in us, we can experience it with or without somebody. All we're doing when we get in relationships is finding somebody to experience it with. But we are not supposed to be expecting this person to bring love into our lives. We should have love already and not pride. Because pride is the opposite. It's about holding yourself back because of fear. And if you are a biblical person, you know that what? There is no love in fear. There is no fear in love. Love and fear, they don't go together. All right. I know that King thanked you already for participating on this journey with us. Because that's what this is. Our podcast is a journey. It's not something that we spend a whole lot of time trying to like come up with the right topics. We just go with the flow. We pay attention to what is the name of our podcast? The universe is talking. The universe is constantly talking and we just pay attention and we bring those conversations to you. And we are hoping that somewhere along on this journey of life and in listening to our podcast, we have had an impact on you. If there's anything that you have gathered or anything you want to share, or if there's a topic that you'd like us to consider for season 4, please leave a comment in whatever, like the comment section of whatever platform that you're listening to, or if you're watching on YouTube, that's great. Um, we can also be found on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can send us a message there and let us know what you think of the podcast and things that you'd like to see next season. But as always, take care.